We'll get started in child's pose today. Finding that comfortable place, head on your hands or arms outstretched or arms by your side. Take your knees apart a little bit to give yourself some space to breathe if that feels better. And focus on that breath. Practice the ujjayi breath if you can, exhaling on a kind of a sigh in your throat. Feeling what that slow, steady breath does to your body and your mood, your whole mindset, slows down and settles down. We're practicing today with the idea of progress, not perfection, but progress. So we'll take a couple of poses and progress them, working slowly into deeper versions of them as we go along. So you'll be able to notice from the beginning of class to the end of class how they feel different and how your body opens up and allows a deeper expression as you get further into your practice. Let's bring our hands by our knees and slowly roll up the spine so we're sitting on our heels. Feeling your spine long, and let's reach the arms open wide as you inhale, heart comes forward, and exhale, round the back, reach the hands forward. Inhale, arch the back, exhale, round the back. Inhale, arch, heart forward, exhale, round, arms forward. Couple more, moving with your breath, in time to your breath, keeping it slow and steady, and listen for that exhale like a sigh. Good. Clasp your hands together, and with the next inhale, lift the arms up high above the head. Turn your palms up now, reaching as high as you comfortably can. Breathing all the while. And then letting the arms come back down toward your lap. Let's bring the hands behind us now, lacing the fingers together if they go, palms facing one another, and just stretch that back. Opening up more through the heart, across the collarbone. Let that go. And we'll bring the hands to the floor, coming into a kneeling plank pose. So the wrists are below the shoulders. We have a strong line from our head to our knees. And then curl the toes under and lift one knee up. Lower it down gently and lift the other knee up. Lower it down, other knee. Keep alternating. Feeling how nothing in your upper body is going to change here. Your belly button's lifted, supporting the low back. You're just extending that leg. Good. If you started on the right, finish on the left. And we'll come back to a downward dog. Letting your knees bend, if that feels better right now. Downward dog is a great place to notice progress throughout the course of a single practice, because at the beginning our hamstrings are tight, our legs are tight, and it might not be comfortable to straighten the legs, but toward the end, as we're warmer, it gets easier. Let's take a big step forward with one leg so that we can turn to the side, and we're going to keep that wide stance, pointing our toes out toward the corners. Feeling a nice, strong, steady base, let's inhale both arms up. And as you exhale, bend one knee and reach the arms in that direction. Inhale, both legs straight, arms up. Exhale the other way, lunging to that side, bending the knee and reaching the arms forward. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, bend the knee. You're sitting your hips back, so the knee is moving in the direction of the toes, but it stays pretty much over top the ankle. Inhale up. Exhale, other side, bending the knee, lunging that direction, reaching the arms straight out, and inhale, tall. Exhale, other side. Pressing the hips back behind you. Inhale, tall. Exhale, other side. Inhale, tall. Good. Exhale, other side. Reach, Good, those arms reaching forward to help you balance as your hips move back. Feel how you're going a little bit deeper each time as your legs warm up, as they know what they're doing. Good, let's take it down to the right and hold it there. Pausing, breathing, trusting the strength of your right leg. Inhale, back up tall. Exhale, other side, and hold it. Check that left knee, that it's over your left ankle. And then inhale, straighten the leg, come all the way back up. Let's turn the toes so the feet are parallel to one another. Bring the arms down behind you, palms facing each other. Lace the fingers if you can. Stand tall, stay there, or if you want, start to hinge from the hip forward, coming into that forward fold. Letting gravity take the arms gently, moving them toward the floor. Never forcing them anywhere they don't want to go. There's no place to be here except where your body is and where your body goes. That's the perfect space. We practice right there. Good, flattening through the back. Bring the arms down to your hips and slowly stand all the way back up. Turn your right toes toward the end of the mat. Take your arms out at shoulder height and exhale into a warrior two. The right knee is over the right ankle. The shoulders are over the hips. Both legs are rotating externally, opening the hips. This is our step one here. We're going to keep moving through some versions of our warrior as we go. Remembering this is always a place we can come back to. Let's lower the arms down. And if you'd like, bring them to the floor. Keeping the hips low. You could place your hands on a block if the floor is not accessible. Make sure you've still got that strong warrior two base. So your body is coming to the inside of the leg. It's not right over the leg. Good, then walk the hands back toward that leg. Curl up onto your left toes. Walk your right foot out a little bit to make space for your hands, and then slowly step that right foot back. Plank pose. Pausing for breath, and with an exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, or cobra if you'd rather. Exhale, downward dog. Stepping forward big again so that we can come all the way up. Turning your toes out to the sides again, coming into that wide stance. Finding your strong base and inhaling the arms up. This time, exhale, squat down, bringing your hands down together over your heart. A goddess pose variation. The knees are over the ankles, moving in the direction of the toes. So you're using your strong leg muscles to open the knees wide. Back is straight. We're sitting up pretty tall here, trying not to lean forward too much. Inhale, come up again, reach up. Point the toes so they're parallel to one another. Exhale, bring your arms behind you, the other lace of your hands, so the other thumb is on top, and fold forward again. Bringing those arms with you as far as they comfortably go. Again, noticing the progress, if there's progress. If your arms go a little further this time, since your body's already been here once. And if not, that's okay. Your body's just saying, not yet, not today, and that's all right. Good, bring the hands back to the hips. Slowly bring yourself back up to standing and turn the left toes toward the other side of the mat now. Coming to warrior two on this side. Arms at shoulder height. Gazing over the middle finger of the front hand. The left knee on top of the left ankle. When you look down, you should still be able to see your big toe. If your big toe is hidden, that usually means your knee has fallen inside a little bit. It's caved in. So open it back up again. Float your arms down. Again, you can stay here, or if you want, reach for the floor. Find a flat back. Keep your strong warrior two base. Use a block under your hands if that feels better. Use each inhale to lengthen your spine. Keep the hips coming low. And then walk your hands toward your left foot. Walk the left foot out to make space. Come up onto your right toes. Carefully step the left foot back to plank. Pause for breath, and because you can, because you're strong. And then exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Good. Gently bring the knees down to the floor and settle yourself into a child's pose here for a moment. From there you can stay, or we're going to move into hare pose by lifting your hips up on top of your knees, keeping your head down and rolling onto the very top of your head. You can keep your hands there on the floor and feel free to push into your hands a little bit until you feel comfortable having your head in this position. If you want, you can bring your arms up behind you, lacing your fingers, and again, letting gravity just bring them down toward the floor. If you have a neck issue, back issue, you might want to skip this. That's okay. Come back to child's pose. Good. Gently, keeping your head down. Lower your hands toward your hips toward your heels. Child's pose. Slide your hands forward. Bring your whole body forward into that plank and then a downward dog. Breathing. Feeling the progress here. Heels a little closer to the floor, sit bones a little higher, legs a little straighter, heart a little closer to the knees. Then step forward big with one foot. Coming all the way up to face the side again, toes pointing out to the corners. Strong base. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, sink down to that squat again, that goddess variation, palms together over the heart. This time, lift your right heel and then set it down. Lift the left heel and then set it down. Good. Lift the right. Place it down and lift the left. Place it down. All the while, you're maintaining that strong squat position, that strong base. Keeping the hips low, keeping the knees over the ankles. Good. Then inhale, stand tall, reach up high. Exhale, turning to the right side, pointing your toes to the right end of the mat. Revisiting the warrior two. So again, just making progress slowly but surely. You can stay here. This is a great place to be. If you'd like, bring your arms behind you, lace your fingers. We've been here. Stay there if you want. From there, if you're ready, we can make a humble warrior here, bringing the head and the heart down, letting your arms drift over your head, maybe beyond your head, depending on your shoulders and how they feel today. We've still got the strong warrior two base. We're still breathing. And then bring your hands back toward your hips. Bring your head and heart back up. From there, we'll let the hands come to the floor, curl up on the left toes, and step the right foot so you're tucking the knee up under the chest. From there, step back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Steady breathing. From there, let's lift the right leg up high in the air and let the hip open. Really reach that leg up like you're going to touch the ceiling, and then let the knee bend. From there, tuck that right knee up under your chest between your hands, placing it on the floor, keeping the right foot outside the left hip, coming to a pigeon. The left kneecap is into the floor. You can stay tall, or you can lean forward onto your elbows. Take some nice deep breaths, the hips staying square to the front of the mat as best you can. You can always slide a block under that right hip if that feels better. Again, there's nowhere to be, there's nowhere to go. There's only what is in your body right now. Good. Coming back up tall, sit tall, lift the heart, shoulders down and back. From there, place the hands to the floor, curl the left toes under. Lift up, bring that knee, the right knee, under your chest, but set it on the floor. Slide your left leg back, keeping the heart lifted high. And then from there, we'll pick the knee up again and step back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Step forward big to turn to the side of your mat again, pointing the toes out to the corners. Finding your strong base, feeling steady, and then inhaling both arms up. Exhale down through your sun goddess squat with your palms over your heart. Again, strong base. Stay here if you want, or lift your left heel. Place it down. Lift the right. Place it down. Good. Nice, slow, controlled movement. If you want, try to lift both heels up. Good. And then set both heels down. Inhale, reach up, long legs. And exhale, float your hands down. Let's turn the left toes to the left end of the mat. Warrior two. Staying here. If you want, each pose is progress. Even when we don't feel it immediately, it's still happening. So stay here if you want. Otherwise, bring your hands behind you, lace your fingers. The other thumb goes on top this time. Stay here, opening the heart, opening the collarbone. Or if you want, humble warrior, bringing the heart down, your head down, letting the arms float overhead. Strong warrior two base. Hanging out right here, taking deep breaths. Bring the arms back toward the hips, head and heart back up tall. Bring the hands to the floor by your left foot, curling up onto your right toes. Tuck the left knee under the chest for just that moment to pause, and then stretch it back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Good. Lift the left leg now up as high as you can, and then let the hip open to lift it even higher, bending the left knee. Then slide it under you, between your elbows, or between your hands on the floor. The left foot outside the right hip. Slide that right leg back and sit up tall, lift the heart. From there, move down onto your elbows if you'd like. Taking deep, slow breaths. Feel that breath moving into your body and creating space. That's what we're looking for right now, space in the hips. One breath at a time. Feel that progress happening. Slowly but surely the hips opening up. Let's walk the hands back up to sit tall. Then place the palms on the floor. Curl the right toes under. Lift the left knee up to bring that foot back under you. And then slide that right heel back, staying up on the toes. So we're half kneeling, half extended. Good. And then lift the left knee up. Let it hover before stepping back to plank. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Gently lower the knees toward the floor and settle back into your child's pose again. Taking a moment to appreciate whatever progress your body has made so far in this practice and so far along your yoga journey. Maybe you're only a couple weeks in. Trust the process. It's happening. Good. I'm just going to turn here on my mat so you can see what's going to happen. We're going to sit up on the heels and then let the hips come down to one side. Let's go to the left. From there, we're going to twist to the left. So the right arm comes across the body to that left knee. The left hand comes behind you. Twist that way, and then turn your head over your right shoulder. So you're looking back toward your knees. Breathing deeply. You can bring a block under your hip if that feels better. Now unwind your hands and let's switch sides, bringing the hips down to the right. Turning to the right by bringing the left hand across the body to the right leg, the right hand behind you. And then gently turn your head so you're looking back over your left shoulder. Good, unwind, and we'll come around to sitting. Placing the feet on the floor, we're going to sit up tall, lift the heart, drop the shoulders back. We're coming into a boat. We'll bring our hands to our hamstrings, or you can stretch them out in front of you. And you're going to lift one leg and then the other. Find your balance, find your boat pose here. And then we're going to progress it little by little. So let's start by stretching one leg out, straightening that leg, and then bringing it back to bent. Other leg, straighten it, reach it, and then bend it again. Good. Other leg, keep switching, keep breathing. You can also do this with your hands on your hamstrings. You can do it with your feet on the floor. It doesn't matter where you start. The point is just to progress a little bit, make those little changes, moving forward. Good. If you started on the right, finish on the left, or vice versa. Try to keep your legs where they are as you lower yourself down to the mat, and then hug the knees in. Rock a little bit, side to side. Let's stretch the left leg out, then the right. Let yourself settle into the mat, and then we'll bring that right knee toward the chest and reach your forehead up for the knee. Lower them both back down, head and leg. And then the left leg, exhale, forehead comes to meet the knee. Inhale, leg comes down, head comes down. Exhale, right knee toward the forehead. It might not get there, that's okay. Lower down. Left leg, exhale, strong exhale, presses your belly button toward your spine. Switch. Good, a couple more. And if you started right, finish left. Let's reach the arms overhead. Wiggle your fingers and toes a little bit. Flex and point your feet. And then let your feet fall open to the side. Bring your arms back to your sides for Shavasana. Take your limbs all away from the midline of your body. Really open up. Double check all those places where you tend to hold on to things. Very often in the shoulders and the back, the hips, and the face. So take extra time to really release those areas. And we'll take these few minutes to ourselves, quietly, peacefully, with calm in our hearts and minds and bodies. Let's wiggle our fingers and toes. Rotate the ankles a little bit. Maybe turn the head side to side. And be very, very lazy about rolling to your right side. Pausing before coming back to a comfortable seated place. Finding the length in your spine, the openness in your lungs. Take some deep breaths in, and again, appreciate the progress that you've made so far. There is no race here, and I know sometimes we start to think there is, for whatever reason. We get in a race with ourselves of some pose we want to achieve or whatever, but we don't have to. It's not about that. It's just every day better than the last, and sometimes that just means showing up. So thank you for showing up today, and thank yourself for that, because that is huge. Let's bring our palms together over the heart. Namaste, and to our continued progress.